Good morning and welcome to this presentation for Cqu University's Laws 13009. My name is Matthew James Freeman and I'll be conducting this video recording. This video presentation is relatively short and is designed purely to provide a brief understanding and overview of the temporary amendments made to the Corporations Act 2001 in relation to the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. The coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic was unprecedented and had an evident impact on corporate society. In Australia, companies are incorporated under the Corporations Act 2001. The enforcement of the Corporations Act is overseen by ASIC, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission. ASIC is the main body which oversees the registration and regulation of companies in Australia. ASIC holds the power to offer some relief for companies not complying with provisions under the Corporations Act. However, this may require a company to make individual requests or applications to ASIC. These requests can take time and can still leave a company susceptible to legal action. The coronavirus pandemic triggered numerous legislative changes to the Corporations Act. These changes resulted in temporary reforms and amendments to the Corporations Act. These amendments to the Corporations Act were aimed at providing temporary relief for financially distressed companies. In order to facilitate this process, it was vital for the Australian federal government to provide regulatory certainty and relief from certain corporate obligations. This regulatory relief was passed by Parliament under the Coronavirus Economic Response Package Omnibus Act 2020, or better known as the Cqu Act. This instrument was enabled by the Australian federal government for a period of 6 months. Any instrument made within this time period would also remain in force and apply for a period of 6 months from the date it was created. The main purpose of this legislative reform was to modify the operation of specified provisions in both the Corporations Act as well as the Corporations Regulations. These modifications were deemed necessary in order to facilitate the continuation of business in circumstances relating to the coronavirus known as COVID-19. These amendments were also deemed necessary in order to mitigate the economic impact of the coronavirus known as COVID-19. As such, these amendments were introduced in order to provide companies with the utmost opportunity of maintaining viability. These amendments provided relief from specific obligations and enabled compliance with legal requirements during the pandemic. The Cqu Act ultimately provided companies with additional protections at an unprecedented time. This was vital in order for companies to maximise their prospects of weathering the impacts of COVID-19. This concludes my time for this particular video presentation. As noted, this video presentation provides only a brief understanding of this matter. However, I hope this video has been informative and provided a basic understanding of the recent legislative amendments as a result of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. The substantial report relating to this topic has been uploaded to the Cqu University portal and provides an in-depth analysis of the specific legislative amendments and temporary reforms made to the Corporations Act. Kind regards and thank you for your time.